Well, I was on Dr. Phil yesterday, and we were talking about an end-of-life decision for this young man who had tried to hang himself but ended up in an anoxic vegetative state. Which
in other
is
words, he
so
survived,
sad.
but not really.
Yeah.
We used to deal with that all the time in the hospital. People would shoot themselves or take pills and then survive it, but be vegetative, and it was very sad.
Well, and suicide has just skyrocketed during the pandemic. It is so sad. And we titled this, "Her brain is not always listening," or antennas. His brain is not always.
Because there are times, because his new book, Your Brain is Always Listening. We were filming one of the pledge breaks for our new PBS show. Our new PBS show comes out this weekend. Yay, it's airing 1,000 times. But we were filming one of the pledge breaks and I just was done. My brain was so fried. And he's like, "Oh, hey, you want to do that again?" And I'm like, "Nope." Like, "Nope, I'm done." And he's like, "Oh, your brain is not always listening." But there are so many times that your partner, their brain is not always listening to you. Maybe they're tired, or maybe they, had a bad day, or maybe they're preoccupied with something else, and their brains are not always listening to you. So,
and during those times, Grace,
right, it's important to understand why.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
In the new book, I have actually a brand new 12-step program. So, the 12 steps from Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and all that. Well, I rewrote them from a neuroscientist's perspective. And I'm a fan of 12-step programs, so don't get me wrong. But step number 4 is about forgiveness.
Yeah.
And what I talk about is behavior is way more complicated than most people think. And it's easy to judge people as bad. It's harder to go why.
But if you're sleep deprived, if you're preoccupied with something really important or scary or sad, if you are, you're just tired.
Living in a pandemic.
Yeah. If you're stressed, there's so many reasons that you just may not be focused on your partner, or you may not be listening like you normally would or could, and fully yourself. But before we go too far, we wanted to tell you guys, we are going to give away a signed copy of both of our books. So, because this weekend is the big weekend for us. Hold one of these up. I'm really tired. This is the big weekend for us on PBS. This is the release of our big PBS show, Overcoming Anxiety, Depression, Trauma, and Grief. And it's both of our books are featured in it. It's a big deal for us. So
check your local public television listings. And if you don't see it, call them, email them, tell them, "Hey, where's Dr. Amen and Tana's show?"
But if you tag 5 people, so you need to tag 5 people and tag us, we're going to actually choose, we're going to draw. We'll put you in a drawing and we're going to give away a signed copy of both of our books to someone. So from this live chat. So we're really excited, and we are so grateful for your support and for watching us and following us and sharing this information with the people that you love.
So we have a couple of things coming up next Tuesday night. So we have the big PBS launch this weekend. Next Tuesday, Tan and I are going to do a 90-minute event at 5:00 Pacific time. I put the link, 12 Steps to Recover. So 12, the number 12, stepstorecover.com. It's free. You can sign up. We already have 11,000 people who are going to attend. So we would just dearly love if you joined us. And we're going to go in depth on the 12 steps to overcome bad habits, difficult behaviors, and addictions. And step number 4 is behavior is way more complicated than most people think. So forgiving yourself and others is really clear. So let's talk about some of the reasons that people struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is one of the number one topics on my page. Boundaries and forgiveness are two of the major things that people struggle with. And one of the number one things I hear is they don't deserve it. And so my response to that is, but do you? Do you deserve the peace in your life? If someone hurts you, it's you that suffers when you keep replaying it over and over and over, and you hold on to that anger. And so my response to that is maybe they don't deserve it, even though that's subjective. But do you deserve it? Do you deserve to have peace in your life? Or do you want to keep torturing yourself?
Well, and when you hold on to a hurt, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's generally not what happens.
Right. I also read a really great article that said that one of the reasons people hold on to anger after they've been hurt, it's a protective reflex. They hold on to anger because they don't know how to draw boundaries. They hold on to anger as a way to distance themselves from being hurt again. So they hold on to it. If they really knew how to draw boundaries, they wouldn't feel the need to do that. If they could draw boundaries in a healthy way and establish that, it's like, I can forgive you, I love you, and I miss you. I'm not going to let you do that again, but I still can forgive you. They wouldn't feel the need to hold on to the anger in order to keep them safe. So it was a really interesting article. What do you think about that?
I think that's one possibility. I think another possibility is negativity has become a bad habit.
Oh, I like that.
That you don't know how to break. That perhaps your mom was negative, or your dad was negative, or you had negative siblings, and it just became a pattern in your mind, and you never learned to challenge the negative thoughts that you have. And I love this technique on our podcast. So you can also listen to our podcast. 10 and I have done almost 1,000 of them with Stephen Hayes. And I love the one about giving your mind a name.
I know we've all named ours.
Because it separates. You get this term called psychological distancing from your mind. You are not your mind. Your mind is created by your brain and by your mom's brain and your dad's brain and the trauma that was written in your genetic code. So if you separate from it, and you named your mind.
So it's after Melissa McCarthy played detective in The Heat. She played detective, I forget her name now. She's so funny. Anyways, I named her that because, that's my mind. My mind does that to me.
And so you sort of can't take it seriously. And just that little bit of separation, you can choose to watch.
Because that's how my mind is.
You can choose to turn her off. You can choose to change the channel. Or if she's telling you smart things, helpful things, you can choose to listen. So I named my mind after my raccoon. I had a pet raccoon when I was 16, and she was devious. She's beautiful. She's funny. She was a troublemaker. One day she TP'd my mother's bathroom. Another day she just flushed the toilet. She liked watching the ducks flush the toilet. The water pressure in the neighborhood went down. And why is the water pressure in the neighborhood? Because Hermie was flushing the toilet.
Notice yours is like super funny, because I also love the girl in Yellowstone. So Melissa McCarthy in The Heat, the girl in Yellowstone. Beth. I'm like, my mind is always like, what, like, how can I,
And don't get Beth drunk, because then Beth is.
So like, I would drop someone off of a balcony if I was mad at them. Or like, notice the difference in our minds.
But Hermie just chattered all the time. And raccoons actually make like up to 200 different sounds. They purr and they whine, and that's what my mind is like. And sometimes Hermie comes up to me and holds up signs of how I failed or how things are going to go wrong. And she's just a little demon that way. And like in the middle of the night, Hermie will show up and go, well, this is going to go bad. And in my mind, now that I've named my mind Hermie, it's like, you're going in the cage. If you don't behave, you're going in the cage. And just being playful with your mind.
Yeah, see, I can,
means you
and
don't
I can
have
actually,
to believe it.
when I think of it as like Melissa McCarthy in The Heat, I can step back and laugh at it because she's hilarious, right? But I mean, my mind can go to that place of like, no, I want to drop that person off a balcony right now. Like I can like think like, I'm very cynical, so I can think like that if I let myself go to that place. Like I get really irritated, but then if I step back, I can laugh at it.
Her brain is not always listening.
Right. Yeah.
But the cool thing is, you don't always have to listen to your brain. When you get a thought, evaluate it. Is it helpful? Is it going to get you your goals? Is it going to nurture you? Is it going to improve your immune system?
Let's see what people are saying.
Or is it going to hurt your immune system? If someone says, my mom was very negative my whole life. I'm 50 years old. I'm trying to stop this generational curse.
Good for you.
I know so well about negativity. And so in my new book and in our new show, actually on purpose, don't tell Tana this, on purpose, I had her do
don't tell me, I'm sitting right here.
the positivity bias training section of the course.
It was so irritating.
Of our new show. Just because it helps.
No, did we ever tell a story? So when you grow up in trauma or chaos, like I grew up pretty crazy environment. That's what my book is about. My book is about growing up in chaos. It's my story.
And how to get out of it.
And how to overcome it, not be stuck there and feel like a victim. So anyways, it was pretty crazy. My life was pretty crazy growing up. So here he's creating this game about noticing the happy faces and ignoring the scary faces, the sad faces, the mad faces. It's this game. And I'm like, why the heck would I want to do that? Like, I don't care about the happy faces passing me by. I care about the scary faces. Like, why would I was attacked when I was 15 walking to high school. That's the face I want to notice. That's the face I want to pay attention to.
And that's what trauma does.
I'm like, I don't want to notice the happy faces. I want to notice the scary faces.
Right. But when you focus on what's wrong, you feel wrong.
I always notice.
And when you focus on what's right, you feel better.
So in his devious little way, he had me create that part of the...
You know, relationships are sneaky.
You're sneaky.
I'm sneaky. But sneaky to get her a better brain because I adore her and I want her to be happy. So...
He doesn't want me focusing on scary faces. What are people saying?
They're saying, I grew up in chaos.
Many
people.
So you know what I'm saying. Someone confirm what I'm saying, please.
Good grief. That is one gorgeous woman. Yes,
Aww.
That is true.
Thank you.
On the inside and the outside. So
make sure
Wait. Oh. 93 reviews on Amazon so far. 4.8 out of 5 stars. If you've gotten her book, leave a review on Amazon.
I would be grateful.
Yeah. And this weekend, it's going to fly out of bookstores because it's actually 1,162 airings.
Oh, wow.
This weekend around the country. We're so excited. So check your local.
But we are going to give away a signed copy of both books.
And tell them what they have to do.
So you have to tag 5 friends, share this video with 5 friends, and tag us. And then we're going to pick someone and we're going to send you a signed copy of both of our books. So, and we'll be doing more of these. Don't worry if you don't get it. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. But if you do that, we will pick someone out of the people who do that, and we will send you.
And you can sign up for event Tuesday nights, free, 12 Steps to Recover.com. We are going to go over the new 12-step program in Your Brain is Always Listening. And if you pre-order my book, now this really is a time-limited offer. It's only until March 7th. You get 4 free gifts, including a special playbook that I developed. So it's a summary of the book. You get 6 hypnosis audios I do for you as if you're in my office. People love the one for sleep. There's event I'm going to do for 2 hours just for people who pre-ordered the book, where I'm going to answer your specific questions. That's March 17th. And this is the thing everybody wants. There's a free coupon for a bottle of Happy Saffron, which is a $50 value if you pre-order the book or order it by March 7th. So go to yourbrainisalwayslistening.com. Really excited about that. Yourbrainisalwayslistening.com. So what else do you have to say so that when he is not always listening, or he is never listening, that you can give them some advice?
I have a very funny story about that, actually. When Chloe was really little, Daniel used to bring her little sippy cup, with her milk in it. He'd bring her sippy cup, and she'd be sucking her thumb. She'd be watching Mulan with me, and he'd bring her little sippy cup, and she's like, "Daniel, you're a good man." And then one day he was busy. We had a pool party with a lot of his colleagues there, and she was in the pool, and she kept yelling at him and yelling at him and yelling at him. And he wasn't listening because he was talking to one of his friends. And she yells at the top of her lungs with all these very important doctors there and all these people there, "Daniel, you are not a good man." So that is still like a saying in our house.
It's the story of my life. 1 minute they love you, the next minute they don't.
She was
it's sort
3.
of like the weather in Oklahoma. Wait 10 minutes, it's going to change.
She was 3 years old, so it was very funny.
So we wish you guys a great time. You can manage your mind. In fact, I would love to see what you're going to name your mind.
We want to hear what you name your mind. So share it with us. Tell us what you name your mind.
And we will talk a lot more about Melissa McCarthy and Hermie.
We have if anyone remembers the detective's name, I can't remember the detective's name in The Heat. Someone remind me what the detective's name was, so I can.
It's easy to look up.
Actually name her. So, yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.